Today, I am bringing you part 3 of my showings series. In part 1, I talked about scheduling a showing and tenant occupied properties. In part 2, I talked about showing etiquette. So today, I'm going to talk about the showing itself and what occurs while we're on the showing. I'm Bethany Warnches, real estate agent with Addison Jones, and you are watching Tuesday Talks with Bethany, where I answer real estate FAQs. So, when we go out on the showing itself, how does it work? Is it me saying, here's a bathroom, here's a bedroom, here's a kitchen? Not really. My style is more the opportunity to let you explore the home and be right behind you to answer any questions that you may have. That way, it makes you feel more comfortable, and I'm not stating the obvious of this is a kitchen. What I will do is give you an information sheet either right before we go in the house or once we get into the house. And this information sheet will have lots of facts and figures on it. And as you're going through the home, you can feel free to ask any questions. On this information sheet, there are also attachments with it. So I typically print off a GIS map. And what that is a county map, and it gives you a good idea where the property lines are. It is not a survey by any means, and if you want to verify where the property lines are, you should have a survey, but it just gives us a good idea. So I print that off so you know that. There is also the real estate condition report that I'm going to give you and share with you, and that is where the seller has disclosed any defects that they are aware of. So then you are made aware of those as well. And then if there's any other documents that have been uploaded into our MLS that I am able to share with you. And that leads nicely into updates. Sometimes sellers fill out an updates form, or sometimes they have some of their updates in their advertisement. But other times there's absolutely no information on updates. So if there is a sheet or if it's in the ad, I will give that to you. But otherwise, it's your responsibility as a buyer to ask those questions. So if you're going through a house and you want to know how old the furnace is or how old the roof is, then you can turn to me and say, Bethany, can you find out how old the furnace is, or ask the seller if they know? And then I can go ahead and do that for you. But we don't just automatically know all of those ages. When you're going through a house, a good indicator of a furnace is you can take a look and see if there is a service record on the side that indicates when it was installed, or a central air conditioner or water heater might have a manufacturer date on to know when it was manufactured. So there are some good indicators, but again, unless the seller has filled out an updates form or put it in the ad, we don't necessarily know unless we ask. So if you don't see it, ask, and then I can reach out to the seller and the listing agent to find out. Now, if you have any concerns while you're going through the property, that is when I am going to encourage you to ask questions, or that is also why home inspection can be so important. So say you're going through a basement and you notice that it's beamed and you're wondering, when was this basement beamed? Then you can ask that question. Again, like I said, have a home inspection. A showing is really just a time to visually look at the house. It's not necessarily the time to start testing things out. So we're not turning on burners on the stove to make sure they work. You can peek your head in an attic, but we're not going to go walking through the whole attic. We're not going to go walking on the roof. We're not going to run the sump pump. That's what a home inspection is for. And so I encourage you to have a home inspection to get all of your concerns checked out. Something that's important to be aware of in today's technology and society is recording. So it has become much more common for you to be recorded in a property. The Ring doorbells are a big one right outside the front door, or there can be security cameras or Alexas or whatever throughout the home that you can can record you. So as a buyer, you should be aware of what you are saying because the seller may be able to know everything that you say. So it's just taking that into consideration. And with that, I am going to want to get feedback from you after the showing. So I share feedback with a seller to let them know what you liked or didn't like about the home. And going hand in hand with the recording, sometimes you might not be comfortable saying everything you're thinking inside of a home because you don't want to offend a seller. So we can either talk about it inside the house or we can talk about it outside the house if that makes you more comfortable, because of how recording is a lot more popular these days. Also, feedback is really important because it helps me better understand what you're looking for and how to continue to help you move forward. So when we go on a showing, again, I like to let you explore and be right behind you to answer any of your questions. I will give you all the information that I have, and if it doesn't answer one of your questions, feel free to ask, and I can try to find out that answer from the listing agent and the seller. If you have any concerns, have a home inspection, be aware that you might be being recorded, and then share your feedback with me about the property, whether that's inside the home or outside the home, if that makes you feel more comfortable. So hopefully this gives you a better idea of the showing experience itself when you are out on the showing, and this wraps up my showing series. If you are interested in hearing more about scheduling a showing, tenant occupied properties, or showing etiquette, you can go back and watch those first 2 videos in the showing series. So thanks for watching. And then next time that I shoot a video, I am going to be talking about common stumbling blocks in a deal, and it helps sellers to be proactive before they list their houses and take a look at what some of these common stumbling blocks could be.